Linking Lake Louise with Jasper, Alberta is one of the most beautiful journeys on the planet, the Icefields Parkway. Rated as one of the top drives in the world, the Icefield Parkway is a 232-kilometer stretch of double-lane highway winding along the Continental Divide through soaring Rocky Mountain peaks, ice fields, and valleys. If you start in Lake Louise and end in Jasper, the drive takes about 3 hours, with the Columbia Icefield roughly in the middle. However, you'll want to allow time to explore some of the really neat places along the way, like we did.
Casey and I are out on an adventure today, and you're going to see that we were sorely unprepared or underprepared. We didn't plan on driving quite as far as we did. Now we've gotten to a pretty cool place, but
I was about to say, I'm glad we drove this far, though.
I'm glad we drove this far too, but I've got shorts on and we're about to walk on ice. And the wind is pretty cold, so we're behind this little windbreak so that you can hear us. You may not be able to hear us, but you'll get to see some of what we're about to experience.
The largest ice field in the Canadian Rockies, the Columbia Icefield, is undoubtedly the most popular stop along the Icefields Parkway, with the Athabasca Glacier ranking as North America's most visited glacier. Just as the name implies, these glaciers, or fields of ice, straddle Banff National Park and Jasper National Park and are the largest south of the Arctic Circle. Glaciers are really just very slow-moving rivers of ice created from accumulated snow, but as this glacier has receded, it's left behind an otherworldly moonscape. Gravity and the weight of the ice pulls it downhill towards the valley. As it moves downhill, the glacier picks up rocks, which scratch and gouge the ground. These gouges are called striations.
Okay, so we made it back to the truck, red cheeks and all. The wind was pretty chilly up there. Super cool to see a glacier that close up. And you can take rides out onto the glacier itself. I will put a little note here as to how much those cost, because I'm sure it's not cheap. All right, so we have another unexpected stop along the parkway. A really cool river that's kind of super cool color. You can see it here in the background, but that's on the other side, and so we're going to walk back there and see where that water is coming from. Hopefully we see a waterfall.
Cold air coming from in there.
So,
Feel it?
right there is where the water's coming out. You can feel just, it dropped 20 degrees right here, and you can feel the cool breeze. Our choice is to go up there or to go back there. All right, we've made our way up a little bit.
Sometimes he talks me into really stupid things.
We didn't plan on doing any of this, and
The
we
whole
did
reason
this.
we got out of the truck to do this was because that was a flat height.
It was flat to the bottom, but we also didn't bring our boots. We didn't plan on doing any of this, so wish we had our boots. I may talk her into doing things, but when we get up here, it's usually worth it.
We did it.
We made it back down. It's flat now.
this little guy crossed the road in front of us, and we got to stop and watch him graze for a minute. Wildlife is abundant in this area, so seeing this black bear on our drive home was icing on the cake to top off our day. Some things we learned. Number 1, cell phone service on the Icefields Parkway is sparse at best, so make sure you pick up a Parks Canada map or download it. You'll be glad that you did as you figure out what to explore on your drive. Next, if you're interested in waterfalls, the end of the spring and beginning of summer is the best time for viewing when the snowmelt is at its peak. As you could see, we hit it just right. Also, remember to take plenty of layers, especially if you're venturing out on the glacier where temperatures are usually quite a bit cooler. Oh, and take it from us, pack your boots. You'll be glad that you did.